Okay, our Trommel and centrifuge both run off a generator with just standard electric motors because it's cheaper to run electricity than it is to run gas. The holes in our Trommel are a little bit, about 5/16, almost 3/8. And so what we've got is we've got a variable speed on our Trommel, so we can go ahead and speed it up to whatever we want. We can run it slow. We can run it 50%. Set at 100%. You can see it's really not turning all that fast. Generally I like to run about 75 when we're hand feeding it. We're running it at full throttle when we're going in and feeding it with the bucket. This is where we run it right here, right now. As far as the centrifuge, it's the same thing. And there's a picture of the centrifuge without the water in it. Now we're going to show you the running operation. When I ran a little bit of material through here, and we have it separating out pretty much everything because the angle we're running at is less than usual. It's running at about a 1/2 inch per foot drop. Generally for a Trommel, you're looking at 3/4 to 1.5 inches per foot per drop. It was set up, with a smaller amount of drop by Jason White, the same man who makes the UHF gold separating table. And we bought this from Jason, and brand new. He builds them and sells them for around $10,000 with the centrifuge. And this one came complete. All we had to do was put together. This was his personal unit that he used at his mine, where he was breaking up the cemented gravels, which is why he has it set at a 1/2 inch per foot. So it gives it more time in there for the gravels to get broken up, the clay to get broken up and worked around, and so you get the gold out of there. Because you have it set at 3/4 to 1.5 inches per foot right now. The way this is, for me, would be okay. But because I'm hand feeding it, there's no way I can even feed it hand feeding it right now. I can feed as much as I want into there. When I'll start this back up and do some shoveling, as far as size goes, as gold size, when I'm saying I can't see it, I can see maybe down to 150 mesh. Maybe. That's if I'm really looking, and generally with a microscope I can see that without any problem. But when we're talking about mesh sizes, 200 mesh is approximately 120 microns. Okay, 120 microns. Well, how big is a micron? Well, we put it like this. 20 microns is the size of a human liver cell. So we're talking, way smaller than any of us can see. Okay, that's my operation. You can see the stuff coming out. Our tailings get pretty big, pretty fast. Like I said, this bar right here, these bars hold the material in, the larger boulders. So it'll break up the fine gravels inside. There's another set down the center. You never want to stick your hand in here with it running, of course. This will break your arm, So that's all it does. It just keeps turning, the gravels come out, and it makes it clean. You can remember how big the hole was, but still that big and full of water, but we've already filled it up that much. Just that little bit. It's just an incredible setup. We're out getting the gold in the middle of winter and we're having fun and enjoying life. This is what we do. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'll talk to you later. Here's our basic setup coming out of the centrifuge. We just have this down here. We've never actually gotten any gold out of this area that we know of. There's probably gold in there. It's microscopic. The centrifuge does a good job. So we have your standard DFS, you know, sluice that they advertise on the 49er Mike website. And then we just have a TD easy sluice up here in front, just to, because it'll hold the amount of water that we need to catch whatever little bit might come out of there. But like I said, this is just, we put it on there just in case. We go through there and we pan it out anyway, and so far we've never found anything in it. Not even the smallest little flake, you know, which means that we're running our centrifuge properly. Because you can overfeed a centrifuge. And this particular Trommel will probably run up to like 10 yards per hour, but the centrifuge itself is only going to handle maybe 3, maybe 4. So if we need to upgrade, if we decide we want to move faster, we'll take the centrifuge out, we'll put the sluice boxes in, because we have the sluice boxes that we built for it too. Right, with the centrifuge, everything gets fed right down the center of this tube right here. It drops into the bottom. The bowl spins. And the gravity forces the gold and the black sands and all your heavy materials into these riffles all the way up. And your fines get, of course, carried over there just like a regular sluice box and out over the side and then down. And this is all there is to the centrifuge. These little bars in here are to help create the eddy that we need to keep the gold and the black sand inside the riffles and caught in there. Then for a basic cleanup, all we do is stop it. There's a plug in the bottom. We pull the plug out and we just rinse it out. So we shovel into the top. The material goes down into the centrifuge and all the light stuff gets washed out and goes down into the sluice box that you can see up there in the upper left-hand corner, you know, after it goes into the poop tube. So, I mean, everything we got is a confined operation. There's nothing, we're not going to lose enough gold to worry about. There's the view through the Trommel out the other side. This is the basic reason we have a variable speed on it, is for cleaning it itself, but we don't gotta just stop it and turn it by hand, just let it turn, and we pound the rocks back out, they get stuck inside there. Old Jay Morrison, he's learning how to drive a Bobcat today. This is his first time on a tractor, and he's doing good. I taught him what's going on, and it's harder for me to do it because I've been running a backhoe all week, and now all of a sudden I'm driving a Bobcat, and he'd never driven one, so we put him on here, let him become the operator for the day, and he's doing real good. And that little Bobcat handles it just fine. Yeah, we got a real deep cut going. The Bobcat's got a lot more power than we need for this angle we got going on, but we're just going to continue going down until we find bedrock. This is the plan for today. doing real good for just being his first day. He's about 15 minutes into operating it, and that's it. Yeah, because we're running in gravel, it's pretty compact, down here towards the bottom and looking for bedrock. We're going to be running that trommel slower just to make sure all the rocks are being cleaned. And you can see from our tailings pile that everything that's coming out of there is totally white. Here it is at sunset. It's 2:20 in the afternoon. We're already out of daylight. We only had the actual sun down here from about 11:15 to 2 o'clock, 2:15. Right now, so you got 3 hours of actual sunlight right here. It never actually touches right here, but does touch out, on the stream. So you guys up in Alaska, when you just barely see the sun, this time of year as it goes across the horizon and back down. I was there for a few years. There's no different down here gold mining than is up there. The only difference is it's a little bit warmer. Here I am, I'm out here in my shirt. And this is it. It's 60 degrees now. The temperature dropped considerably. It's nice and warm, up to t-shirt weather for maybe 2 hours a day. And this is, like I said, this is a rare day. This is a rare month, November, here in California. Generally, we have snow on the ground. When the two of us are shoveling together, we'll throw this grating over the top, so it'll classify it down to 3-inch, 1.5 by 3-inch or whatever this is. It's just standard expanded metal, real thick stuff. This is actually the riffles out of one of my 8-inch dredges. But, might as well use things, for more than one reason. So yeah, they're riffles during the summer on the 8-inch, and they're classifiers during the winter on the Trommel, and you can't destroy them. They're solid steel. They're heavy duty. They're not going to go anywhere. When you get them bolted down into the 8-inch, they're staying there until you, get the bolts out of it. And it's not going to just float away if they forget to put the bolts in either, So yeah, we run dredges during the summer, when it's legal. This year they made it illegal to dredge in August. Well, you know what? What do you do when they make it illegal to dredge? Well, we're miners, We set up a trommel, we bring bulldozers down here, and we get more work done. We're actually doing more, moving a lot more material. We moved 13 yards of material yesterday with that little T140 Bobcat tractor, the track loader. 13 yards in 4 hours. We did really good. We just stacked it up right here behind me, here on this pile. And now I get the shovel feed it, but you know what? When we get our conveyor built, this thing will be running just awesome. And Jim and I, we're going ahead and getting our parts through Granger and through McMaster Carr right now. They're on order, and we're just going to make ourselves a little bolt-together conveyor, 12 feet long, with a hopper that's 5 feet wide, just wide enough to where it'll handle the bucket on that little front loader Bobcat. And if we come down here with a 210 or larger, a 950, well, you know what, we're going to have some stuff dropping off the edges, but that's okay, because as long as we keep it running and keep it working, we're making money, and we're enjoying our hobby to its fullest. And so this is how it is. This is Gold Mining with Reed Lukens. I hope you've enjoyed everything.